So today, we're going to be doing an unboxing, and this one is our second unboxing technically, but we're actually going to do an unboxing where we do it right from scratch. So this package just came in today. Let's see, what is it? Tape says bartlettman.com. And up here, let's see, it says, let's see, what is it saying, the label, Bartlett Arbor Supply. Alright, let's open her up. Okay. There's the line on the top. See if we can't find it. There it is. Oh, maybe it's not. Fine. Maybe that's not how they're boxed. Here I am trying to do this all like neat and special. Tearing the box completely apart. Alrighty. Now that you've done that, let's see if we can open it. There we go. Okay. Get out the invoice first. Just the invoice. Alright. So, some advertising stuff. The catalog I requested. First time I've ordered from these guys. I'll have to look to see how long it took. I think it was, I think it was 4 or 5 days, but we'll look, see what that is. And these are the EVO 2 boots. Pro. Okay. Alright. Let's see what else Bartlettman sent us. They sent this little extra thing. They sent us it's a headband. We'll look at that. Okay, now that we've unboxed the boots, let's take a closer look let's also talk about my old boots, why I replaced them, and I'll give you my initial thoughts on the new boots. First thing you'll notice is obviously it's way different. Originally, a few years back when the clip and steps came out, I was looking at them. They weren't in the cards at the time. I was looking at them, but some of the stuff I also read about them, I'm a little concerned that pretty much they seem like just use them for pruning, don't even use them for groundwork. And that kind of was kind of a little bit of a deciding factor, because I was like, well, you know, I don't want to have to carry 2 pairs of boots and swap back and forth. And I also had heard that they weren't longevity, they weren't there. That they worked well, but they wore out fast. So then the EVO 2s have come on the scene, and with the clip and step hooks in them. I say hooks because there's two straps there instead of just one. I do have a Haas Ascender, but I don't the Haas Velux, but I don't have the clip and step set. I have the regular loop set, but I think it can be easily modified to work like the clip and step, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But let's set this aside for a minute and let's talk about my old boot. My old boots are Thorogoods 16-inch tall climbing boots. I like these boots. I used this pair is over 3 years old. How much more than that, I don't know. I just know it's definitely more than 3 years. I started having a problem with them just recently, with them in the back here, just above the heel. My boot was rubbing into my Achilles tendon on top of my heel, causing issues. So that's one reason why it prompted me to get new boots. The other reason is I knew I was ready for new boots. My sole on these things, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a gap between the, and I can put my finger here, between where the table is and my boot. So they were wearing. It's typical for my boots to wear, especially on that one corner. So the tread was getting down there on them. It's kind of like broken in here as far as, you know, as far as the sole is concerned here. And they don't have much tread on them left. They have the kind of bald like a set of tires. So the other thing about these boots, and I probably will get another pair of these boots at some point, or a similar pair, is that they're fairly heavy, but they're also fairly rugged. So enough about those boots for now. Let's talk about the EVO 2s. I had a bit of a concern about their durability. We have to see what happens as far as that's concerned. But I was pleasantly surprised to find the stiffness in the boot here where the sole is. I was a little concerned that would be flexible, say like a sneaker, because they look kind of like a sneaker. Flexible like that. Those don't do that. So that was one concern that I no longer have. They look fairly rugged. I mean, when you look at them, they kind of look like a hiking sneaker, but I show you that that's not what they are at all. I do have one concern now that I've taken a look at them. This top collar piece here is not leather, although it isn't that faux fake leather that generally what happens is kind of like your earmuffs. They get cold and they crack. It's more of a material than a leather.
we'll see how that holds up over time. I think it will be fine, but I am concerned about it. It does have a vent waterproof material in it, um, which if it works the way it's supposed to, I'm looking forward to having that, keeping your feet dry, yet breathable. Um, and I think that's probably going to mark the way that it's supposed to work. Um, so, as I said, the boot itself it's stiff and no mistake about it. It's like a boot. Now, having looked at this is almost a little bit reminiscent of uh, a skater's footwear. The way that the shoe is itself. Um, the rand on it looks real good. I know some people concerned about it peeling off, it coming loose. We'll see what happens, but it looks like it's well secured. So we'll see. The other thing I will tell you about the stiffness of this boot is that you look at sneakers and you'd think a lot of times sneakers, this color stuff here is soft. This isn't. Just so you know. So it isn't like the sneakers with the foam there. I've put them on. I've walked around in them for a half a day, mostly inside. I went out for a minute, literally, but I haven't climbed with them yet. But the fit is nice. I will tell you that, because a lot of people would complain about the fit and say, as far as saying that, I shouldn't say a lot. I saw a few comments about the fit and saying you need a half size bigger. I don't think that's true. It wasn't true for me. They fit, they seem to run true to size. So keep that in mind. If you do have a wider foot, you're gonna run into issues. I don't know if they make a wide or not, but you're gonna run into issues if you do have a wide foot. I measured my foot just to make sure, because of that whole thing about they said order a half size bigger. I measured my foot and to make sure it was truly the 10 and not like 10 and 8, 10 and a quarter. So I went with the 10s. Incidentally, one of the companies I was going to order from only didn't have 10s, and Bartlett Arbor Supply did. I ordered from them. Their price was actually a little better, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But I went with them. That's the first time I've ordered for them. They seem pretty good. I'm probably going to do business with them in the future. So I'll let you know what I think of them. Another good company, which was the other company, which I think they probably would have price matched, but as I said, they didn't have it in that size. It would have probably taken a while to get it in that size. Was Shirl Tree, and I highly recommend them. They're fast, they're good. I've ordered from them tons of times. I've had, I think, probably 2 issues when I've ordered from them, and both times they took care of it, no problem. Very, very good company to order from. And I'll let you know how Bartlett Arbor Supply does. My gut feeling is that they will be good. And they're not as big, but I believe that they do have some stuff that Shirl might not have. In fact, they have one of Shirl's products in here. But also their prices were really good. It does take longer to get stuff from them. I believe it took 4 or 5 days to get these, as opposed to 2 days from Shirl. So definitely highly recommend Shirl Tree. Bartlett, I'll let you know. My initial thoughts are yes. So enough about that. Let's get back to the boot. I know I'm jumping around a bit. It has a good, I think it has a good sole pattern to it. It has some meat to it. I did put a climber in here. My climbers kind of have harnesses to them. You'll see those later on. They did lock in behind here. That was only doing it by hand. So, I haven't climbed them in yet. We'll see how that is. So, so as I said, I'd like to see a little bit higher heel on this. I don't know, though, is their concern is that that will affect the spikeless pruning performance of it. And we'll see how this sole wears. It's supposed to be a little bit softer, but it's not. It's definitely not super soft, which is good. But that's the boot. We'll see how it works out, and I'll be doing another review and on them after I've worn them for a while. I might do two things. I might do it after I've actually climbed them, and then do it again after I've owned them for several months, and we'll look at the wear and all that stuff. So that's that.